Have you been looking for freedom? In trading, of course, because recently MyFundedFutures created something special with their expert accounts. And this is something that you really have to go through. Even the small details you will realize are going to be a game changer. Just let's go over some major things and let's dive into some of the details, and you will see, compared to other prop firms, how much of a freedom you get with MyFundedFutures expert account. I mean, especially if you're, by the way, transferring over from Forex prop firms to futures. All right, so check this out. First of all, no consistency rule. Like, a lot of people are asking me, like almost every week during the streams, that, oh, but does this have consistency rule, or does the other prop firm have consistency rule? I mean, I don't have problem with that. I have no issue if some prop firms are having consistency rule, but since everybody is so interested in this, MyFundedFutures said, all right, if you guys want it, there is no consistency rule on the expert account. You can make, if you have a good day, why not make all the profits in the world? And I agree, by the way. If you have a strategy, if you're into some very good trades, why shouldn't you? Of course, why not? So that is already a game changer. I mean, some prop firms in the top 5, almost top 10 futures prop firms have some, not all of them, but have some kind of a consistency rule. So that's one positive. No payout caps. All right. So the second one, no payout cap. Now, also, many of the major futures prop firms has some kind of a restriction of how much can you take out in your first 1, 2, 3, or 5 payout request, right? And I think that's not a huge issue, but I know again that some traders, not just so many of you guys, would like to get the freedom, especially after those super winning days, to pull out that profit. And I understand, because it's a good feeling to make those huge profits, get those profits onto your accounts. Again, not all of the prop firms letting you do that, especially not in the top 5. There's always going to be some kind of restriction. Personally, myself, I'm not aiming for those big days, but I know many of you guys are killing the market, and they're always asking me as well, like, which prop firms is the one that lets you to get all the profit out? Well, MyFundedFutures expert account, you can get all those profits out. No withdrawal cap, but only with the expert account. No activation fee. So that's the third one. I would say that the activation fee is in the price. Now, I know at this point, the activation fee and having cheap upfront cost, you know, it's a very, very strong point of deciding where to start your trading journey. So I would say, if you're brand new in futures prop firms, maybe the expert account, or even in trading as such, maybe the expert account is not for you. But if you already have experience, and if you have the skill set that you think you can pass these accounts in under 30 days, then I would say that the monthly fee of the expert account is definitely worth it. I would say that the true cost of funding, this term is circulating in online, like, what's the true cost of funding in this case? I would say it's absolutely ahead of the market, because, for example, on the 50K accounts, usually the standard is $140, $150 at most of these prop firms as the lifetime activation fee. As I said, it's pretty much a standard. And when some of these sales are going on in the space, you can get in at some prop firms with a very cheap upfront cost. Sometimes even for $16 or $30 or $50, whatever. All right. But always keep in mind that there is going to be an activation fee down the road when you pass that account, especially if, as I said, if you have the skill set, if you're confident in yourself that you can do it under 30 days, then you do have to reconsider taking the expert account, especially at this month, because at the time I'm recording this, it's June, and MyFundedFutures has the June promo 20% off. So for example, a 50K account costs you $132, which includes the activation fee as well. So $132 is the true cost of funding in this case, if you can do it in under 30 days. All right. So I would say that this is way ahead of some of the competition. I mean, not everybody else has some different price for different kind of accounts, but this is why I'm saying this, that let's just continue with the rules, because compare the price at the end of the video with all these things that MyFundedFutures lets you to do. So we already have no consistency rule. We already have the no payout cap thing. Activation fee is built in. Now, the next very, very important is the no daily drawdown limit. Now, let's just stop here for a few seconds. No daily drawdown limit. Many of the top 5, even top 10 futures prop firms, not all of them, of course, but many of them has a daily drawdown limit. At some of these companies, you have a soft breach if you reach that daily drawdown limit, which means you can continue to trade the next day, but for the rest of the day, you're basically stopped out from your account. And some of these futures prop firms are, well, they take it as a hard breach. So basically, if you reach your daily drawdown, you blown your evaluation account. And in some ways, it's I understand, because it's part of the business model, but still having no daily drawdown limit, gives you all of the freedom that you need. And I wanted to talk about this at the last rule, but I must add here that we are talking about end of day drawdown, not intraday drawdown, end of day. So you have no daily drawdown limit combined with an end of day drawdown, which means your unrealized profits are not going to trail your intraday stop during the day. It's very good for traders who are actually, I would say, intraday swing traders. So you might be taking a position in London and you want to hold it until the end of New York PM session, or you just want to go in with a bigger risk, because I know many of you guys are bigger risk takers and many of you guys are definitely killing the market. So removing the daily drawdown limit is a huge advantage. It gives you a much more freedom. I mean, it takes the pressure off. That's what I like to say. It definitely takes the pressure off, because bad days can come. Yes, I understand. But still, not having that pressure, even if you're in just a few $100s of drawdown for the day, but still you don't have to, nag yourself in the back like, oh my God, I'm getting close to my daily drawdown limit. No, that's gone. And I think mixing that up with end of day drawdown is the way to go. And again, it exists in the expert account. Also, no scaling in the contract, which means some of the prop firms, for example, on a 50K account, they let you to go with 2 minis as when you're starting your funded account, or you have to scale in from 1 mini, from 2 mini up to 5 or whatever. In this case, you can have all your contracts if you want to use it. Personally, I don't think you need to use, for example, 5 minis on a 50K funded account. But I know that some of you guys are risk takers and like to go in with, well, more risk. So I understand that it could be also important. Anyway, no scaling rule with the contracts, which is, I think, is great. Also, small detail, I saw this tweet a few days ago from MyFundedFutures, and it could also be a game changer. Now, when you request a payout, at some prop firms, you might have to wait 10 days, 1 week, 10, whatever, somewhere from 1 week to 2 weeks sometimes, for the amount to be deducted from your trading balance. Now, until that time, it could be a little bit frustrating, especially if you don't have like 20 funded accounts or 10 funded accounts, which I think is not really needed. But anyway, you would like to continue trading, right? And if you continue to trade on your account while you requested the payout, it definitely gives you a little bit more stress. Why? Because you can still have that bad day coming up in the corner, right? Around the corner, sorry. And if you have that day and your withdrawal request is still pending, then that's a trouble. Anyway, at MyFundedFutures, when you request your payout, it's going to be deducted from your account instantly, and you can continue to trade on the account with no stress, having that freedom to focus on the trading and focus on making profits. And I think this is huge, guys. This is huge. I mean, we just go over these small details, but these really count. I know other prop firms do the same too, but many other prop firms let the profit hang in there for quite a few days, sometimes 10 days or more. And that could be frustrating. That could be an edge against a mental edge against you, because you want to trade, you want to continue. In this case, you can with MyFundedFutures, all right? And I have to stop here again because there are some restrictions, and we did not talk about one thing that is frustrating the future space in the past couple of weeks, which is the dollar cost averaging rule, or DCAing, which one of the major prop firms brought into the space. And I get it. I get it from their business perspective. And I also get it that many of you guys, sometimes including me as well, like to add to our losing positions. Now, MyFundedFutures has a statement about this. If you're using DCAing, dollar cost averaging, as your sole strategy, well, that is something that is not allowed. And I do think that DCAing is not something that you should follow anytime in your trading journey, because maybe you can get away 9 out of 10 times by adding positions or fat fingering the buy or sell button to your losing trades, and by some luck the market is going to turn and you're going to be out. Yeah, but in that one particular trade that the market is going to go against you, that is going to wipe you out real good. And I would say as well, DCAing is not a good strategy as a sole strategy. Now, MyFundedFutures is saying this, that you can add not just once, but more to your losing positions, as long as this is not your sole strategy. I don't want to go into details, but as long as they see a steady equity curve with a proper risk management, and they see that you have a strategy behind your positions, and you go for proper levels, proper take profits, it's okay. It's fine. Of course, like every other prop firm, they're going to look into your accounts when you request for a payout. But keep in mind, DCAing as a sole strategy is not allowed. Also, one more thing as a restriction, no trading for news. All right, for major news, including non-farm payroll, CPI, and FOMC, which means that 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after the news, I mean, in that 4-minute window, you have to be flat on your funded accounts, okay? So that's the only thing you have to keep in mind with MyFundedFutures. Keep in mind that you cannot trade for the news, but ask yourself, would you go all in for the news, especially at NFP or CPI, on your personal cash funded account? Would you do the same? I don't think you would. I don't think you would enter with the majority of the contracts and just blow your account away because you think that you could be lucky. No, you would not do that. So I'm just saying that try to treat your funded account a little bit like your own personal account. I know it's simulated profits, it's simulated money, but if you're doing good, you're going to be called to a live account anyways. But treat the simulated funded account if it would be your personal cash account, because you have to respect that account. You can't just blow it on the news, and you would not do it anyway with your own money, right? So that's the only restrictions. Otherwise, comparing all these rules and everything that you can do, I would say this is an awesome opportunity to trade futures, especially for ones who are transitioning from Forex prop firms to futures. I think this is something to look into. The most freedom that you can get. And don't forget, at the time I'm recording this in June, we have the promo. You can also use my code as well. 20% off from the expert accounts, and it includes the activation fee as well. All the freedom. If you think you have the skill to pass in under 30 days, it's definitely the best true cost of funding against many of the competition. So thanks for watching, and see you on the streams. Cheers.